Hey there ones, Spazzy Dragon here, aka Syndromes, and welcome to this short little tutorial specifically for Simon Simonov, who was so very interested in this topic that he literally commented 25 of my videos with the same comment, Spazzy, how the hell do you Chainfire? Okay, Simon, I'm gonna show you exactly that. So there's a couple of reasons why you want to Chainfire in Discovery Freelancer. The most simple one of them being that it is a lot easier to hit someone when you have a lot of shots flying at him. So thankfully enough, we have some hostile NPCs over here, which is not going to be the case for too long. I'm currently using Sharon turrets, which have a refire of 2, so it's not really the most fast refiring thing ever. Anyway, let's try to get a little bit closer to this particular NPC before he dies, and there you go. Well, anyway, I wouldn't have hit in any way because... oh well. Okay, let's find something else. Let's find something to shoot. Hello, Junkers. But I suppose that's a bad idea. What else do we have? What else do we have? We have a criminal. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. So here's the idea. If I'm shooting something like this with very low refire weapons, there's a chance that once they move, the whole salvo, the 100% damage that I could deal to him is going to miss. Now the only way to do this, how to go around this, is to shoot less guns at the same time and more often. So there's 2 ways that I'm going to show you today how to do this, and we are going to start off by going to our controls, where we will see our fire weapon buttons. Now usually you would have this from 1 to 10 by default, but obviously a lot of players replace the first 5 or 6 keys with the activate weapons group key, which allows me to say set custom loadouts. So for example, if I was a capital ship right now, I'd be using 1 weapon group for all my secondary turrets, 1 group for my heavy turrets, and so on and so forth. So let's just go back to our controls. And so here's the idea. We are going to make sure that we actually do have these specific key bindings for firing weapon groups, and for me it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's the idea. This is the most basic way to do this. If you don't use weapon groups yet, then it's even easier for you, but we are just going to start firing like this. So these are salvos, right? I'm shooting all of my guns at the same time. I'm probably going to miss a whole bunch of times, but if I shoot one of these turrets, you would notice that it is on cooldown, so when I press my right mouse button, it's going to be shooting out of sync, because during that time when the rest of the turrets fire, it is still reloading. So that's the idea of, that's the idea behind Chainfire. We are going to shoot some of the turrets at the same time, and while they reload, the other turrets are going to keep firing, and as long as you have your right mouse button clicked, it means that it's going to keep doing this, it's going to keep up the chainfire. So again, this is the easiest way. I'm gonna put my one of my fingers on 6, which is my fire weapon 1, and just drag it all the way over my keyboard, and it's going to look like this. See? And obviously I just hit my thrust key. I think it's minus. Yes, it is minus. Okay, let's not do that next time. Okay, so see, I'm currently just taking my finger and zoom, right? So it means that if I do this and then press my right mouse button at the same time, it's going to look like this. And this is Chainfire. It's a lot easier to hit something. But this is probably the most effective way, I suppose, because it shoots all the turrets, it distributes them evenly, and, it looks better, it sounds better, but, that's beside the point. There is another way, though, and this is the way that I personally do this. So let's go back to our controls and go to user interface. And make sure that, oh, sorry, ship controls. It's not user interface, ship controls. Assign your middle mouse button, this is mouse 3, that's your middle mouse button, when you actually click it, right? And assign it to one of the weapon groups, maybe weapon group 6, depending on how many you have bound. You just need to make sure that you can actually set that weapon group. For me, it's weapon group 3, so right now we're going to switch to weapon group 3, which is nothing. And what I'm going to do is enable every second turret. You don't really have to do this with every second turret, you just need to make sure that you have at least half of your turrets selected. So when I'm going to press mouse 3, it's going to shoot some of these turrets, and I just noticed it's just going to shoot one side, so that's not going to look too good. Let's try like this. Okay, this will work better. So this is weapon group 3 right now. I'm gonna go switch back to weapon group 1, and now when I press my middle mouse button, which is fire weapon group 3, it is going to only fire 3 of these turrets. So if I want to chain fire, I quickly press weapon group 3, which is the middle mouse button, and then once I press it, I'm instantly going to press the right mouse button while having all of these weapons selected and keep up the chain fire. The faster your weapon reloads, the more effective this sort of configuration is. As you see, the delay between shots is actually not as good as if I would have done like so. There's a difference. So there you go. This is how you chain fire, and hopefully you can make use of this in the nearby future. And the good thing is that this is very good to do both with fighters who have, like, you know, slow weapons such as magma hammers for Liberty Navy, for example. And you also have larger ships if you want to bombard something from a distance with a cruiser, and you have razors, or, well, not razors, no. If you have Cerberus turrets, so, you know, spraying them out a little bit is going to help you hit, in theory. But, there you go. Also, this is not the quick dock. That is the quick dock. And, yeah, hopefully this was interesting for you. Hopefully this is hopeful for you. Helpful. My English is not good at 5 in the morning. And, yeah. This was Spazzy Dragon, aka Syndromes. If you have any more questions and suggestions for videos, just post them down in the comments, and safe flight.